the box. Now let's get cooking. All right, I got everything unpacked, and let's kind of go through the inventory here. So we have our chicken breast fillets. We have a Parmesan packet and some panko breadcrumbs, fresh oregano, a shallot, 2 packs of mustard, which I'm concerned about, and some tomatoes, balsamic, vinaigrette, and we have a salad. Back to this mustard. I do not care for condiments on anything whatsoever. I don't touch ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard. Don't bring it near me. However, I'm going to trust the process and allow the mustard to happen. And we'll see what comes. Okay, y'all, so here's a quick little run through of everything we're going to do. We're going to be doing some chopping. We're going to be doing some crusting. We're going to be making some vinaigrette. We're going to cook that chicken, and then we're going to plate it up and make it look all nice and fancy. So one thing to keep in mind is we need to go ahead and start that oven at 400 degrees. Also, we need to know that we're going to use that Dijon mustard more than once, so we don't use it all the first time, all right? Also, rinse that produce. So I'm going to get everything rinsed, and then we'll start getting things chopped after I preheat this oven. All right, first up, let's start with these tomatoes. It wants us to halve these tomatoes, like that. Now, it wants us to cut this shallot in a special way. We're not gonna chop it and dice it like we normally would. We're gonna cut it in rounds. And this is a technique I've never done before, so we're gonna try this together. But first, let me go ahead and get this casing off, and then I'll show you how I've figured out how to cut this thing. All right, so we got these back here, and they want us to cut it in very thin rounds. The only way I can think of that is the fact that this is kind of round, so we just want us to chop it in little slices. So first I'll start by cutting off that top, cutting off that bottom, yeah, and then go ahead and just slice it thinly. I think that's exactly what they want. I'm looking at the picture, and from what I see in the picture, this is exactly what they're asking for. That's a half circle. See, sometimes I just can't follow directions, y'all, but we're gonna make it work. That one's kind of thick. I don't know what we're using these for. Oh, you see that? Okay, so that could be a problem by the time you get to the end of it. So, I don't know. Maybe cut it like this. Y'all know I'm a novice. Y'all probably think I'm gonna cut myself right now. I feel like I'm gonna cut myself right now. There we go. Something like that. So, I'll figure the rest of this out. See, there we go. It looks just like the picture. Yes? Yes. Chefs do that. All right, next up, it wants us to deal with this oregano. Now, y'all don't judge me now, but I've never seen oregano in its natural form. I've only seen it in a shaker with McCormick's written on the front of it. Don't tell nobody. But what I like to, I figured maybe I just do it like I do when I'm cooking with thyme. So, my trick is I grab my melon baller, and my melon baller has a little hole, right? That hole is just thin enough, small enough, for the stem to fit in. Grab it like that from the back, and then that didn't work like it was supposed to, y'all. Ooh, how embarrassing. Let me try it again. Usually that works, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of help it here, and now it broke it. Y'all, this is an epic failure on my part. So I'm just gonna pick these off, because this obviously is not gonna act like thyme, and then we're gonna get this chopped up. I'm gonna try one more time, y'all, because I can't let it go. Look at that, it did it. See, I told y'all I'm not crazy. It works. Let me see if I can get this one too. Look at that. Look at that. See, I'm telling y'all, that's a good trick. I guess this one was just a weak link, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna get this chopped up, get it in the bowl, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. Pretty good if I say so myself. Everything's all chopped and good and ready to go like they want. So now it's time to go ahead and make that Parmesan crust. All right, so to make this Parmesan crust, we have some Parmesan, we have the panko breadcrumbs, 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and we're gonna crack some fresh pepper in there. All right, everybody's buckled up and in the car. Let's go ahead and get this mixed together. Then I'm gonna crack a little more pepper in there. Y'all, don't be judging me. I know I really like pepper. Look, it ain't even none in there, barely. But I'll refill this later. But I do want to put a little more in there. And now we're gonna, ooh, Jesus Lord. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this pushed way out to the side because it just needs to sit. And we're gonna make our balsamic vinaigrette. So there's our bowl for that. We're going to be using 1/3 of the Dijon mustard pack. We're going to use the balsamic. We're going to use some pepper. And we're also going to use some sea salt. And I brought a little sea salt grinder in here for that. And those are to do to taste. So get these items in the bowl. Then we're gonna give this a quick whisk. Just like that, just get everything all incorporated. It kind of sort of looks like what I see when I go to the restaurant. So I'm believing in the process. I've been eating Dijon mustard all the time, didn't even know. What is the world come to? That still don't mean I'm gonna break out a hot dog and put it right on top. No thank you. So we are going to go ahead and bring our oregano into the mix. And I believe we're going to use all of it. Yes. So, just going to get that in there. Give it a stir. Good. Yes? Yes. Now, what it wants us to do next is to continue whisking this. And we're going to slowly pour in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So let's go ahead and get that started. All right. Simple enough. I'm gonna get some better bowls and stuff, y'all, because I care about y'all and I want y'all to see things and be able to see several things at one time in the same shot and you don't have to reuse stuff. All right, we did that. Now it wants us to make sure that everything's incorporated and it comes together. But there's oil in here, so I imagine it will separate while it's sitting aside. But we'll cross that pop when we get there. That looks good and it smells so fragrant. Next, let's cook this chicken. Of course, I'm going to be using my IKEA 365 Plus skillet, which is also oven safe because it needs to be oven safe because this all goes in the oven once we get it cooking. And you want to bring the pan to medium-high heat. So that's kind of feeling good. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and then we're also going to let that brown a little bit. And then we'll add the chicken on top of that. And we are going to cook this undisturbed, I believe, for 2 to 3 minutes on one side. So let's let that cook for a few minutes here. All right, y'all, so it's been the 3 minutes, and as you can see, we got us an active pot here. It wants us to go ahead and remove and turn off the stove and remove it from the burner. And then we're actually going to come over here and we're going to flip this chicken over. So be aware that it might splatter a little bit. So just be careful, use your tongs. And everybody will live to fight another day. All right, so we got them flipped, and now it wants us to coat the tops with the Dijon mustard. So we're gonna use the remaining mustard from the pack we used to help make the salad. And I'll do that on the smaller chicken breast, and then with the less surface to cover. And obviously I'm going to need to use some of the other ones, so we'll get that going. All right, so now it tells us to top the chicken with our breadcrumb mixture, but I wonder if it'll just be easier to just pick the chicken up and put it in there. So if I screw this up, I just screw it up, okay? But I'm gonna get it in there, just kind of let it come together there. I don't think I was supposed to get any on the, oh, I see why they don't want you to do that. Huh. Follow directions. As my boyfriend's mom says, read your books. Read, or no, she says buy your books. Huh. Now, we got it back in the pan, and it is ready to get these chicken breasts in the oven, and we will cook them for 8 to 10 minutes. We'll just keep our eye on it. We're looking for things to get nice and brown. How much time is left on the timer?
30 seconds left.
Cool. We're gonna let that chicken rest while we go ahead and make the salad. So I'm gonna move this out the way so we can prepare the salad right here on the counter. Before we start making the salad, I wanna give you a little caution. We must use oven mitts when dealing with hot items. I picked that pan up with my bare hand again. I'm gonna learn one of these days, but I got out unscathed this time. You can see a little bit of mark there, but nothing to need to go to the hospital over. I'll pluck some aloe vera off the patio later, and I'll get myself taken care of. Let's get the salad going. First, let's get the spring mix in the bowl, then the tomatoes, the shallot, and then we're gonna get this lovely vinaigrette in here. Get in here, come on. Really look at this, look at, doesn't that look delicious? I probably should have whisked this a little bit before we got it going. That looks so good. Yeah, I'm gonna scrape some of that oregano out of this bowl. Then of course, we're gonna put some pepper in there. Okay. And now it says we should toss the salad, and yes, you can get your tongs and get in there and just turn it over up and turn it around and mix it all around and whatever you need to do to mix it up. But what I'm actually gonna do is cheat. I'm gonna pick up a plate, and I can place a plate on top of the bowl. Then I can pick this up and give it a nice shake, and it'll mix everything up. And we're gonna get some of that vinaigrette on everything inside this bowl. There we go. Our salad is nice, mixed up, ready to go. And this trick is also really good if you want to start using like less dressings on your salad, less vinaigrette. It's a good trick because you're going to be sure to get some of the dressing on every single leaf in the salad, which means you can essentially use less because you're not drowning your salad in dressing. So let's get this salad to the side, pull the chicken over. We're going to get everything plated and get ready to taste this. Chicken is good. Look at that. Chicken is cooked all the way through. It's nice and juicy. Got some juice on the plate. So we know that chicken is not going to be dry. Because Chris will make fun of me if I gave him some dry chicken. Whoops. Can't get away from me. Okay, y'all. So some crispy on top. I'll taste the mustard. This is good. Let's try some of this. That is a winning vinaigrette. So good. So good. This meal came together pretty easy tonight. And yet again, Home Chef has impressed me. Hey, I'm getting ready to go sit down and have this. But if you really liked this coming together and you really liked what you saw, go ahead and order yourself a box of Home Chef. It ain't gonna hurt you to try one box. Use my promo code, get $30 off. You know you want to. Let me go get this one ready for dinner as well. See y'all later.